How many do we have now? Yeah, good morning one more time. Our PhD, our dear PhD candidates, we thank you for joining us this morning. And on behalf of the Dean of School of Postgraduate Studies, Professor Abraham Oshinubi, I'd like to welcome you to the School of Postgraduate Studies, University of Lagos. My name is Adigboyega Gaimu. I'm your sub-dean, and currently we have about 200 candidates already joined us, and I think it's important that we do not keep you waiting. So we have to start this meeting right away. Please permit me to invite a spirit-led person to lead us in a 1 minute prayer so that we all just say amen silently. Thank you. After a minute, then I will invite the Dean to please take over. May the good Lord hear our prayers. Amen. Agenda. Yeah, thank you very much indeed. Now I invite the Dean for his opening remarks, and that will dovetail into his presentation. Mr. Dean, sir.
Oh, thank you, the sub-dean. Once again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure to have you here. So I'm going to come for the sake of to save time. I'm going to actually combine my remarks and with my presentation to save time. But however, let me mention that what I'm going to share with you, because I did my master's and PhD in the same university, and I'm going to just share with you my experience and how I was able to sail smoothly. I mean, did not spend more than a year extra. So I basically spent, by the time I spent 4 years on my PhD, I was done. And I spent 1 year doing my MSc in the same university. And to the glory of Almighty God, I am a professor today with over 130 publications, and I've trained over 18 PhD myself. 8 of them are already full professors. So I'm going to share with you my journey so far and what has helped me. And basically, that's what my presentation is all going to be about. So I'm going to spend about just 20-25 minutes, and then I will call the sub-dean to make his presentation, especially concerning regulations, and now you can also go in accordance with the books that are guiding us. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you. Let me upload my slide. If you can hear me, let me see your hand up so that I know I'm not just talking to myself. You can hear me? Yes. Okay. No, I want the slide, not the... Okay. Am I saying hand up? Yes, good. Okay. So the next thing, if you can see my slide. If you can see my slide. Okay, good. Okay, good. God bless you all. God bless you all. So thank you. So I quickly go into, so I'm going to talk about our philosophy, our vision, our mission, our code of ethics, and professional conduct. Because many of you do not even aware that we have code of ethics and professional conduct at the School of Postgraduate Studies. And of course, I will dwell on how you can do your PhD on record time. And don't be anxious or necessarily worried. Even if you have been on this program for a while, you will still find our presentations extremely useful. So quickly, why UNILAG School of Postgraduate Studies? We are not just saying it because we are the best. Everybody says we are the best, so we know we are the best. And this is a center of excellence. We grant and give quality education. We focus on bridging gap between theory and practice. So we are going to focus a lot, we'll be focusing a lot on practicals. And in accordance with this, a lot of workshop training exercises have also been planned for all facilitators, all teachers, all supervisors. And in the process, we intend to give lifelong learning. Our vision is to be the best graduate school in Africa and by extrapolation, primus inter pares in the world, and to be the lead university to achieve excellence in staff research, consultancies, academic content, and graduates through cutting-edge research and employing up-to-date data acquisition. I will expatiate more on this later on. And our mission is to provide advanced courses of instruction and other facilities for pursuit of high-quality postgraduate programs throughout the university to all persons, irrespective of race, creed, sex, or political conviction. I will also expatiate on this as time goes on. It is important as well to mention here that it is not surprising to many of us that our graduates are actually in demand all over the world now. We are not surprised because we produce quality graduates. And it's good also for me to mention this. This is new to the University of Lagos School of Postgraduate Studies. This is our symbol. It is our logo. And it is important for you to understand what this means. If you look at the incoming S, the S in green, you will see an arrow coming inside. And you will see an arrow on the blue end existing on your right. It is deliberate. And you will see 3 lines. One in green, one in maroon, one in blue. They are also deliberate. But let me take the SPGS to start with. Number 1, the incoming arrow in green means that a postgraduate student comes into this factory, into this maze-like environment, okay? And he has the opportunity to go into different ways. If, for example, if you can see my cursor, if a student actually goes up, he gets into a cul-de-sac. And this is where mentorship is so important. And this is why training of your own supervisors are also very important. So it means that you as a student, you need a guide. You need somebody to pick you and literally take you by your hand and your feet and then guide you eventually through the maze, because you need a navigator. You need somebody who has gone through this process, and that person will diligently and guide you throughout your process. And that is why you must have a supervisor. And I'm going to emphasize on this as time goes on. And God willing, you exit timely. And so it is a factory. And we expect that by the time you are exiting, you would have been better refined. You would have been more useful to yourself, to your family, to your environment, and to the world at large. And of course, we are the Lagoon Lighthouse. And the green means it means the lowest form of entry point into the University of Lagos School of Postgraduate Studies, and that is PhDs. And the next line you find there is the maroon, which is the master's level. And then, of course, the thickest line there in blue is actually the doctoral levels, the level in which you are now. But you will see everything embodied together in transparent or white background, depending on what you are looking at. Okay, and this is important. It signifies 3 entities: integrity, accountability, and transparency. So you find that our symbol, our logo, is unique, and it says so much, speaks so much volume about what we do, what we intend to do, and where we intend to be in the very nearest future. So student experience is not just what we preach. It is not just what we do, but it is at the very heart of all that we are doing. And by God's grace, we expect you to have excellent student experience with us, not just when you are in class, but in your hostel, in your environment, and also even after you might have graduated from the University of Lagos School of Postgraduate Studies. So we are going to be emphasizing on this, and every staff in the School of Postgraduate Studies and every teacher knows this, every lecturer knows this, that this is what it is our foundation. In fact, it is the cement in which our existence at the School of Postgraduate actually rests on, the student experience. And we hope that we have excellent student experience with us. Yes, we have a contract between you as our students, which sometimes I can refer to you as participants. Okay? Yes, we have a contract between you and ourselves, between you and the School of Postgraduate Study. You have a contract, yes, between yourselves and the University of Lagos. And what is this contract embodies so much, and that is where I'm going to what I call Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct, which is essentially what you knew already, but for emphasis. And this not only applies to you, it applies to us as staff, it also applies to teachers, it also applies to facilitate every one of us. So number one, both staff and students of the School of Postgraduate Study shall observe and abide by this Code of Ethics and Conduct herein prescribed for the good management of our school. Integrity is number one. No one shall do or express anything, whether by act of omission or commission, to undermine the integrity of the school at all times. So we expect every one of us, including me addressing you today, to be of good behavior, not only in the School of Postgraduate Studies, but wherever I find myself on the surface of this planet. As a matter of fact, beyond that, even anywhere I am in the universe, I must be of good behavior because I represent the University of Lagos School of Postgraduate Studies. It is our duty and responsibility to treat all with dignity and respect, irrespective of who you are, and do all business transactions with integrity. Show up on time. Treat SPGS resources equipment with utmost care. Sales of books and handouts. It is important to tell you all here today, and I've said it even among my colleagues, that an academic staff or non-academic shall not compel students. Nobody shall compel you by whatever means to subscribe to any material or books authored by him or her. God has helped me. I've authored so many books, but you only find my books in the bookshop. Purchase of books and other materials shall be at the discretion of individual students. Students shall be free to purchase their learning materials wherever and whenever they so desire. The sale of handouts or books of any form by coercion is totally forbidden in our school. And in terms of meetings and lectures, an academic staff shall deliver his or her lectures at scheduled times. So you have the opportunity to liaise either directly with the dean of the postgraduate schools or with the sub-dean if this is not followed. Lecturers shall be in the class before the lecture scheduled time and throughout the scheduled period. And this I have done for the last over 25 years of my existence in this university. Attendance and punctuality at lectures shall be monitored. Yes, this shall be monitored. Timely attendance and scheduled duration of meetings shall also be maintained. Lecturers must adhere strictly to the official SPGS timetable. Students also must adhere. Content of lectures so delivered and research output must meet our standards at the University of Lagos School of Postgraduate Studies. Lateness, absence of classroom, either by students, either by teachers, either by staff, is completely forbidden in our school. Only lecturers officially designated or assigned lectures shall be permitted to facilitate in our lecture rooms. Currency of knowledge. This applies not only to students, it also applies to me as a teacher and every teacher for that matter. So we must do all humanly possible to ensure that we are current in our knowledge. Avoid derogation. A student shall not conduct him or herself in relation to others in such a manner that derogates from his or her status as a student of our grade school. This is so important. Specifically, sexual harassment is absolutely forbidden in our school, either between teachers or between students or vice versa, or between teachers and students. Completely forbidden. Examination. No student shall put pressure on staff to commit illegal acts. This is very important because it often takes two to tango. An academic staff shall not, by any act or omission, willfully or negligently allow students to have pre-knowledge of any examination question before the date and time set for the examination. On no account should an academic staff or any other staff for that matter award or alter or adjust grade marks in favor of any student. Gratification. An academic staff or non-academic staff shall not demand from students any gratification, whether in cash or in kind, including sexual gratification, in the discharge of his or her lawful duties. There shall be no solicitation of gifts or acceptance of gifts of any kind. Open declaration of unsolicited gifts. That is, if, for example, your organization has a branded object, there must be open declaration of such gift to any of our staff. Conscientious staff. Staff must always be conscientious of all duties and responsibilities. We are enjoined, therefore, not to use class time, including us as students, to engage in communications of personal nature with others. Similarly, students shall not engage in such matters as above. There is zero tolerance to receiving and making of calls during classroom, laboratory, or field activities. This is absolutely important. Equal opportunity. There shall be no discrimination against any one of you on the basis of race, on the basis of ethnicity, on the basis of religion, on the basis of age, or on the basis of gender. Dressing. Please, it is important to mention this, that the summary of this is that let us ensure that we dress decently. The way you are dressed, you are going to be addressed. In terms of results, it is important that you do everything humanly possible to ensure as students that you partake in all your activities as at well due. So in order that so that your result can be turned in good time. Assessment of facilitators, of teachers by students and by participants. Please, there will be our own assessment as teachers is to assess you in the classroom. However, you also have the equal opportunity to assess me. So you are going to be assessing us after every semester, and you are going to do a block assessment or global assessment at the completion of program. This is very important, and I enjoin you to say it exactly the way you have experienced it. No hold back. Nobody can victimize you. At the end of every semester, it's going to be anonymous. It's going to be electronic, and it's going to be dispatched immediately. This very new session that we have just started. Study the prospectus. Please, I enjoin you. Study the prospectus. It is your Bible for this program. You will benefit so much. Virtually all our rules and regulations are actually embedded in the prospectus. The subject will emphasize more on this. Pay attention to your health, especially to your mental health. Your body has a way of giving you signs and symptoms. It is important. 1 out of 8 to 1 out of 6 or thereabout people in this world are having some mental health issues. So it is important that we pay attention to this and pay attention to the health of people near you as well. Commitment and motivation. A strong commitment to your academic and professional goals is extremely important for your success. Time management skills is very important. As time goes on, we will emphasize more on this during your course, but let me take this opportunity to tell you that what we have started today is a continuum. It's just the beginning. We are going to be having periodic meetings on this. So it is important that you also learn to actually manage your time appropriately. As a matter of fact, all these are going to be embedded by a program of the School of Postgraduate Studies known as the Doctoral Academy. For the very first time, we are setting up the Doctoral Academy domicile in the School of Postgraduate Studies. So all what we are saying, we are going to be saying, the subject is going to be saying, everyone is going to be saying, is going to be embedded in the program of the Doctoral Academy of the School of Postgraduate Studies. Effective communication is very important. As researchers at this level, you must be able to communicate effectively. Adaptability and resilience. One of the major things you will need in this journey of yours is the ability to adapt to changes, ability to be resilient in nature, because there is no way you will not meet obstacles. You will meet obstacles, but you must never give up. Yes, you must never give up. You must be resilient. You must be able to cope with setback. You must not see failure as an end. You must see failure as a learning protocol. Collaboration and networking. You must collaborate with your colleagues. You must collaborate with your teachers. You must collaborate with your facilitators. You must collaborate with the staff. You must collaborate even with students outside the University of Lagos. It is the global language now. Without collaboration, you can't get anywhere. So it is important that you network. Self-discipline and independence is very important. You must be self-disciplined. You must show that you can also, you are able to undergo this journey with little or no supervision. Yes, little or no supervision, especially by the time you are nearing the completion of your program. Curiosity and open-mindedness. Yes, you must be curious. You must approach this journey with open-mindedness, especially if you are going to adapt to changes. Ethical conduct, I've mentioned that over and over. We can never overemphasize it. And lastly, you must be emotionally intelligent. You must be able to predict other people's emotion. You must be able to manage your emotion. You must be able to manage other people's emotion. It is very important for success. Responsible decision-making is absolutely important. At this level of your maturity, we expect that you must make decisions that are responsible enough. Extracurricular activities, please, studies have shown categorically over and over, all over the world, that students, candidates, participants that engage in sporting events, that engage in recreational activities, it may be singing, it may be dancing, it may be meditation, it may be throwing balls, they often excel better, even in academic environment, than others that do not take part. Your environment, pay due attention to your environment. Know where the health center is, know where the fire services, know where the School of Postgraduate Studies, know where your environment. And with Google Map, you can get to virtually everywhere now. Alumni engagement, lastly, is very important. We are not going to be friends only while you are in this university. You are going to be friends for life. SPGS has brought us together. So the alumni engagement starts from today till eternity. So we continue to monitor your progress even after you have left this great university. We want to know how you are doing. We want you to impart. We want you to impart the word. We also want you to plow back into the system that will produce you. So ladies and gentlemen, ensure that you have a mentor, you have a guide or coach, you have a supervisor. You must have an accountable friend. You cannot go on this journey without an accountable friend. You must have an intelligent advisor. And mind me language, I have said intelligent advisor. So it is important that you have one person. Your supervisor can actually play all this role. But very often, you need many more people to play the role of mentor, the role of guide, the role of coach, the role of supervisor, the role of a good friend, the role of intelligent advisor. Our policy in this School of Postgraduate Study is a no-door policy. Some people say they have open-door policy. Presently, we don't have a door. So please, feel free to approach the dean, feel free to approach any of our staff, feel free to approach the sub-dean any day, anytime. You have our numbers online, you can get it. So it is a no-door policy. No, don't hold anything back. Feel free to approach any one of us if you're not into any difficulty. Finally, humanity is important. Humanity is before everything. And observe the golden rule. Do unto others as you will love them to do unto you. You know, let your conscience play a lot of role, because conscience is the greatest policeman God has given to man. Truth is always constant, is always abide by the truth always, and be in the pursuance of happiness, of not of yourself or your family, but of everything that comes across. In all things, lastly, remember these great things. Be grateful to your Creator. Be thankful for life as you are here today and as you will be forever. Be cheerful at all times. Amuse yourself. It's not all the time you take yourself too serious. Look at the mirror. Listen to good music. Enjoy clapping. Dance and dance and dance and dance and dance. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. God willing, God shall help you. And looking forward to be seeing you in the School of Postgraduate Studies, and wish you an exciting career in this School of Postgraduate Studies and an experience of lifelong learning that will start today and will last forever. God bless you all. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Wow. Stop sharing. And stop sharing. Okay. Wow, that was quite electric. Thank you very much, the Dean. We'll pick a few points from the presentation before we go into the our process and regulation, just to acquaint you with them. But let me mention that if you are viewing through YouTube, you could use the chat pane to share your thoughts and questions when we get to the question and answer and feedbacks. But I think it's important to mention here, because we've been through what you are going through or what you set out to go through. If you forget anything from the presentation of the Dean, don't forget that your mental health will surely be challenged along this journey. It's a done deal. You're going to get to a point when you feel like quitting. You're going to get to a point when you're going to feel like, come, who sent me? You're going to get to a point. Some of you will have challenges with your supervisors. And like the Dean mentioned, we would, in our Doctoral Academy, be taking you through topics like managing your supervisor. And of course, we'll be taking you through quite a lot. And we trust that the journey with us through this Ph.D. Studies will be quite rewarding. And indeed, we want to thank those of you that now I'll take you through our regulations and our processes. First of all, let me mention that your studentship is guaranteed only when you register. So it's important that yearly you register. If you fail to register, you will not be seen as a student. And more so now that we're going to automate more of our processes, you may find it difficult to remain as a student once you are not registered. You won't be accounted for. And unlike before, when you can register for 10 years, 4 or 5 years on a single day, we will not take that. So we want to be sure, and we want to be able to account for our candidates per time. So registration is key. And let me mention that should you have any difficulty going about your registration process, please feel free to send us emails. We are sharing the email of the sub-dean and that of the ICT right away. Abby, please kindly do that. Yeah, thank you. So my email, the official email is subdeanspgs@unilag.edu.ng, and that of ICT It's ICTSPGS@unilag.edu.ng. We would attend to your issues as soon as we get them, promptly indeed. And yes, we will share the materials. We will share the materials, and indeed, you could go to the YouTube channel. You can watch it over and over again, and you can download as you so desire. Yeah. So the first thing I'm talking about is your registration. And of course, if you look at your prospectus, you have the guide therein. Let me talk on matriculation. Those of you who had your undergraduate studies outside University of Lagos, you are required by regulation to matriculate, and you would be advised the date. All right, my phone number would be advised as well, though it's online, but I bet you could please share it. Yes, you can advise my, they are Ph.D. You can advise my personal phone number while you put your official as well, so that they can access me anytime. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was talking on matriculation. Matriculation, the date to be communicated, and you will have to rent gown. But of course, if you did your undergraduate here, you would not need to matriculate again. You would maintain your matriculation number, and you can only matriculate but once. Let me talk about examinations. Of course, as PhD candidates, your courseworks, you would have to do them. And but what we have observed something, and many of you that have been here for a while, you've suffered these. Thankfully, we've cleared a lot of backlogs, but we are going to be processing your result. We'll make a demand on your department and various PG coordinators to ensure that your results are processed as at when due. As a matter of fact, we are going to review. We've already reviewed our processes, and we're going to ensure that the progress report, they are now done biannually. We will communicate this officially very soon, but just to prepare your mind that we will do more of monitoring to ensure that you finish your program and on time. We would not appreciate that you spend unnecessary elongated time doing a 3-year program. So ensure per time that your exams, your courseworks, your seminars results are processed. And if you have problems, if you're having challenges with the PG coordinators, please feel free to escalate as soon as possible. Approval of title and supervisors, and that is APC towards the end of your program. Before you begin to think of Viva, you're going to appear before APC, where we will approve your title and your supervisors. And again, as we monitor your progress at about 24th month, between 18 and 24 months, this is due, and we will ensure that this is done. And of course, the oral examination, the Viva, that will come within 30 to 36 months ordinarily for those in full time. And we would ensure that your progress is monitored, like I said, and that you complete your program on time. Those of you already having issues, we've been trying to clear the backlog for extension, and we've been treating all of these promptly. And those of you still having an extension issue, please feel free to reach out to us so that we sort this out and you can finish your program on time. Let me mention that leave without absent approval is unacceptable. If you abscond your program, and just like I said, that if you have not registered for a particular year, you won't be accounted for. And of course, you may be asked to go pick a new form. Now, if you have reasons to be away from your studies, there are official channels of processing this through leave of absence. You have opportunity to apply for leave of absence after you have completed your first academic session. If, for example, you want to maybe you are now unavailable, maybe you got a job and you just want to suspend the program, you have the right to process a leave of absence. And of course, if after registering for a session, you realize that there are events or there are things in your life that will not allow you to continue, you can defer. That is deferment. You can defer a particular session. And of course, when you return, you continue your studentship. I've spoken about extension of studentship, that if perchance we know that PhD is not a straight line, and of course things may happen, you may suffer some delay, maybe most especially if you have to run experiments and you have to import some materials abroad, or anything could happen. So if you can't finish your program within this specified period, you have the right to apply for extension of studentship, and a maximum of 2 semesters be granted you. Somebody said something, sir. Please, some of us are doing what? Sorry, 1 minute. Let me read. Okay, I will come to the chat box later when I'm done. So that when we are in the feedbacks and question and answer. Right. We have zero tolerance for exam practices. The dean has shared our code of conduct before now, and it's important I mention that we have zero tolerance for examination misconduct, and of course, we will not tolerate anyone trying to cut corners, and they will be guided by our code of conduct. All right. Thank you. I have said that we will ensure that your examination results are processed promptly. And of course, I refer you to the prospectus for more details on these regulations, and to ensure, we will ensure that these are populated on our website very soon so that you can have them handy. Thank you very much for listening. And now we go into the question and answer and feedbacks. Please, like I said, you could share your questions, your feedbacks, your comment on the YouTube chat pane, and you can do that here on Zoom as well. So let me quickly run through some of the messages we have here on Zoom. Yes, the offices are opened next week. After the Christmas break, yes, we'll be around in the office. All right, I've been asked to address the issue of accommodation. Yes, as Ph.D. and M.Phil candidates, you have the right to apply for accommodation within campus for a maximum of it's not 1 session for PhDs. They can renew up to three sessions. Yeah, it's only MSc that is 1 session. So you have the opportunity to apply for accommodation. We have few ones at the moment, especially for Erastus Akingbola, where we dedicated for PhD. But of course, if you are interested, we can still allot some other hostels for you, because we really want you to be comfortable and finish your program on time. 1 minute, let me take these questions. Thank you, keep them coming. Keep the questions coming. Let's go chat.
No, it should not.
That's cool.
Post it and just.
Now use this. Thank you. All right. Okay. Oh, ID cards. yes, your ID cards can be gotten from admission office. Feel free, once you have finished your registration and you've done the needful, you can, once they are ready, they will be, you can pick them up at the admission office. Yeah, somebody asked about, okay. Yes, you apply for accommodation and you've been expecting a response, terminal seeking. If you check your portal, you may have been offered one already, except if you have not registered. Those of you who applied without registering for 23-24 session, I'm afraid we will not be able to allot a space for you. Before you apply for accommodation, please ensure you have registered for the current session, which is 23-24. And I've asked my colleague, Abe, to reach out to some of you who applied but have not registered. Some of you have responded. I will treat them as soon as possible. Thank you. If you have issues with registration, kindly send us an email. You send email to ICTSPGS and you can copy me. We have shared our email addresses already. Thank you. Yes, I have promised that the slide, the Dean slide, Dean would, I will talk to the Dean, but I can assure you he would gladly share with us. But like I've said, you can as well access the presentation on YouTube. The YouTube channel has been shared already. Thank you. Well, if you pay for the obligatory fees and utility and you pay your fees later, that is not a problem. But that means you would not have registered. But it's important you register because you can't register without paying for all your tuition. Okay? Yeah, we are working on making the process of ID card presentation, and indeed your school email ID, all of this, we are working to ensure that you get them seamlessly. Thank you. Abby, please note that so that we can follow up on that as soon as possible. And Wale, please note. Yeah, we apologize that you have suffered, Taiwo Adetunji, that you have suffered lack of orientation and communication from previous PG administration, but we can assure you that this we are taking very seriously, and we would continue the engagement as long as we remain in office. And beyond us, we will institutionalize this to ensure that our PhD and indeed our postgraduate students are well taken care of. We can assure you that we will do. And one of the ways to do this is to make our SPGS website more interactive and, of course, to be more responsive like we've done. We've shared our contacts, we've shared our email addresses and even telephone, both official and personal, so that you can have access to us. We trust that this will not be abused anyways. Okay, Oluwaleye Taiwo, the issue you raised here, if you are within campus, can you please see us? Let's look at it together. All right? That you have paid school fees 3 times within 1 year. So let's look at this. Let's extract it together. Thank you. Thank you very much for acknowledging this, our effort. We appreciate you. Oh, Techno Kano, you should have put your name. You could have changed your name. You gained admission since July, but you have not taken any course. that is unacceptable. Please kindly let's see so that we can treat this without further delay. Techno Canon, you can send me a private, you can send me an email, your matric number, so that, or if you are around, let's discuss. This is unacceptable. And you ask if your admission is still valid. Have you paid? Have you accepted the offer? Have you registered? And so let's discuss. Please come along to come to the SPGS and pick your prospectus. Okay? If they told you it wasn't available as at then, please come with your receipt and pick one. Thank you. You left the program after 2 years. Should you want to register? Check your portal. If your studentship is still running, all you need to do is go, you generate the bills and go pay for the 2 years that you've been away and you continue your studentship. But if it's been terminated, you can see me, let's discuss so that I can advise, or you see your PG coordinator to be sure that the best thing for you is to continue, or if you have to pick another form. So depending on what your status is and what you've done before you left 2 years ago, that would determine what my advice would be. Yes, Victor Olofu, if you have done your proposal and your department, if they process your admission to us within a day or two, no admission slips on our desk. Within 24 hours, we usually ensure that admissions are given. Okay, so please talk to your PG coordinator in the department and be sure that they have processed your admission broadsheet to us. Some messages are running away. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the good news, addressing the brain drain challenge. Thank you, Daramola. The good news is that having removed us from IPPIS now and from under the office of the head of service, we are quite hopeful that we will be able to recruit, and we are quite hopeful that the new administration will address the welfare issues that ASU has been fighting for over the years, and we'll be able to stem the brain drain issue. But be it as it may, I think considerably we can thank our colleagues that have been holding forth to ensure that the system has not collapsed. Thank you very much, Daramola, for this thoughtful issue you raised.
Okay, I found this on the web for issue you raised. Check it out.
Okay. Okay, I'll come back to Zoom, but let me quickly take some questions from Zoom. Okay, I have issues with my program. I will need about 18 months to complete the program. Well, ideally, like I said, we give extension for just one session, but hoping that we'll be able to finish that within that period. But if you are unable, I think we treat cases based on their merits. All right. So you may see us, or when you apply, we can invite you for the interview, and we can treat your case based on its merit. How do we assess our portal? Are you a new student? It's the same portal where you use your matric number. When you are applying, you go to SPGS, then when you gain your admission, you use the same, by that time it will be application number to log in with your surname, small letter, to log into that portal. Okay? Cousin, institutional emails, yes, you are entitled to one, and we're working very seriously to get that across once you are done with registration. Yeah. All right, thank you. I go back to Zoom. Yes, how readily available is the prospectus? The prospectus are available. You can pick them at room 5. That is got at SPGS once you have paid. Yeah. For those who have done a PC and submitted thesis for QA, are they still required? Yeah, of course. You are still required to pay for this session. You are not done. Viva is your last exam. Until you submit your thesis, you are still a student. So you will pay for the session. Yes, I think, Canon, I have addressed your matter. From July to now, I expect you would have done sufficient literature review, and your lectures, I think you should let us know. I've asked for your details. Reach out to us so that we can investigate why that has been 6 months without your lectures. That is not acceptable. But again, I should think that you would have been doing some other things. Yeah, thank you for this, Atonda Saburi. Yes, we have to start from somewhere. We would believe that the light is being ignited in the department, and they will pick up the vigor with which we are driving the SPGS. Thank you for your kind words. ID card is not available on request. It is automatic. Once you finish your registration, you are due for one. You're supposed to have an ID card as a student, okay? You check your admission status on your portal. Again, if you have done your proposal, okay, I think I've addressed that microbiology. Yes, Timtapo Olorunfemi, I have just said it, that admission no longer take long period. There were issues in the past, indeed, but since we resumed in August, if you approach your department and you discuss with them and you defend your proposal and they process you to us, within maximum of 1 month of that engagement, you have your admission. And like I said, if they process an admission broadsheet to us today, maximum 24 hours or to 48 hours, the admission would be processed, will be granted if you meet the requirement. Justin Obienu, I didn't get that question. Where can someone apply for just 1 month to read to prepare for APC defense? I don't understand what you mean by that question, really. You may want to let us have more facts. In 2016-17, by now, I think you will need extension because we're already in 23-24. Matriculation, like I said, is only for new students. If you did your undergraduate or master's here, you will retain your old matriculation number. But if by the time you were doing your registration, you didn't see the interface where we asked the question, did you do your previous degree here, where you were supposed to provide the matriculation number, and you went ahead and you just click on registration like that and you get a new matric number, you are advised to visit us or to write, so that we can revert you to the old matric number. By rule and regulation, you can only have one matric, you can only matriculate but once. Adeleke Oluwayomi, there used to be research assistantship, and we are grateful to Madam Vice Chancellor who is considering reactivation of same. So we may engage later on this. But as we speak, we are hopeful that that will be reactivated soon. Thank you for appreciating this engagement, its timeliness, and your kind words. Ambassador Sam Uche. Oh, thank you, Subara Tonda, for saying this is the first time PG students are being shown love. Thank you for your kind words and feedbacks. The maximum time allowed for a PhD is 5 years for full time. Yes. Yes, you're just giving admission, Fidelia Hartman. If you are just giving admission in November, please. You were asked to pay fees for 2023 and 2024. No. You can write to move your admission to the current session since you just got the admission, Fidelia. Okay? But if you have been working on that is not even before us. I think the proper thing to do is to write to move your admission to 23-24 session. It is not your fault that your admission was delayed, even though you have applied for 22-23. All right? So write to us requesting to move your admission to 23-24. Fidelia Ackman, we will do that. You don't have to pay for 2022-23 when you were not actually a student. All right? Yeah, so in Councillor Adeni, you have heard that the entry requirement for PhD is now 3.5. Yes, that is true. You can now apply and based on that. But those of you that were admitted with 3.5 as M.Phil, you cannot be moved to direct PhD. We cannot apply Senate approval retroactively. Okay? If you are not happy with that admission and you want to benefit from the 3.5, you will have to terminate that and you will have to reapply. Thank you. If you have been allotted another matriculation number, assigned another matriculation number, like I said, you have to let us know so that we can correct that. That is not correct. You must have only one matric number. Mr. Salaudin, I like to believe that our registration page, where they are supposed to put their old matric number, is now active. It's active now. Thank you. So if you are, when you are registering, you will see that in the user interface where you'll be asked your old matric number if you were a former student. So you put that matric number and you will retain it. But if you have applied without doing that before, you need to let us know so that we can correct this. Okay. I think I've addressed the issue of funding opportunity. How we could help to secure part-time jobs within the school premises. I think there used to be such opportunity for undergraduates. I don't know if that has been extended to PG, but we would investigate and revert. Please note that for me, Abby. Oh, just 1 month accommodation to prepare for APC defense. Justin, unfortunately, we don't have provision for 1 month at the moment. Our accommodation for session basis. Thank you. Elizabeth, you have paid, but you cannot register your course online. Kindly send an email to ICT-SPGS and you can have me copied so that we can investigate what it is. Oladosu, you have attended 2 APC already. What do you mean? You mean APC observation, but you have not done your APC. You still need to register. We're already in 24, 23, 24. Yeah, registration for 23, 24 is still ongoing. Please check the school calendar. We have the SPGS school calendar. But the good news for you PhDs is the fact that you can apply at any time for admission. And once you are granted, you look at your admission letter, the validity of your admission is there. Then you'll be able to know when you must register. I have addressed the issue of matric number. If you were given a new matric number, you need to let us know. You need to write so that you can be reverted to your old matric number. Our seminar presentations, Yemi Olayinka, they are exclusively the business of the department, but in terms of APC, we will resume hopefully immediately. Maybe after the convocation, we will resume after convocation here at PG School. Oh, thank you, Amadou Bukola. I'm aware Unilag Women's Society has accommodation facility for a month for females. So if you're a female, you may want to explore that. Yes, our offices are opened. We are in office as we speak. And after the Christmas break, we will be in the office. Feel free to engage with us. The delay about conversion of M.Phil to Ph.D., I have addressed that. Ayomide Farimade, that we will ensure that the department presents your results as and when due. We will be on their neck. And if you think that they are unnecessarily delaying you, please engage with us. Escalate to us. Yes, Saburi Atonda, as you may be aware, we have already done that. Now people can come in through PhD straight with 3.5 and 3.0 for M.Phil. Muhyiddin, you bring the receipt that you used to pay for the prospectus. The 10,000 naira receipt. Yeah, thank you. I've addressed the fact that those of you already admitted cannot be moved automatically. You probably will have to terminate that and apply afresh if you want to use the 3.5 for direct PhD. You have to register. Adekoya Odunayo, you have to register. You must register yearly. You must register yearly. If you have finished your coursework, then you have to register for thesis, as it were. Until you are done, you keep registering. Okay, Igadeye, please send us an email. Said his registration is up to date, and he keeps seeing bills for transcript. You may probably have paid, or you may probably have applied for transcript before. So, but let us know. You can write us a mail. If that is an erroneous bill, it will be investigated and treated and resolved. Yes, additional emails will be allotted as soon as possible. APC paper, it's double spacing, not 1.5. Okay, Oluwabukola Olawale. Well, you need to engage officially, not through this medium. If you're asking that, I oblige you your renewal for January. Porter. I think I have addressed this issue of those of you that did your master's undergraduate and are still being given new matric number. You have to maintain the matric number, whether it was undergraduate or master's or Ph.D. Once you already have a matric number, you can't get a new one. If you've been allotted a new one, let us know so that we correct it. Okay. Sholaja, I think I've addressed this issue of matric number. You have to write so that you retain your old matric number. Excuse me. Yes, I believe the stages involved in PhD program should be streamlined. Absolutely. This we are doing. We have already reviewed our processes to say between 6 and 9 months, you have your first review. Between 12 to 18 months, you have your second reviews and all of that. We will publish that as soon as the board takes them. We have reviewed our processes to ensure that they are streamlined and that the department will not necessarily delay you. Yes, Olados, you are going to apply for extension. Okay. If you have Emmanuel Ogunrinbokun having challenges paying your school fees, please let us know if there is anything we can do to help. Thank you, Oloyede, for your kind words. I have told you that APC paper is double spacing. I have addressed the issue of 3.5 and 3.0 for PhD and M.Phil respectively. It cannot be applied to you if you're already admitted. You will have to terminate that admission to pick another form. Senate decisions are not applied retroactively. Yes, there are Adeolu Awolalawi could have collaboration with foreign universities. Absolutely, we do have some. And Oloyede, I have answered this question over and over again, please. The platform for payment is not responding. Mr. Salaudin, please note that, and let's look into that very quickly. It's working perfectly. I'm aware the platform for payment is working perfectly, please. Thank you for your kind words. Ime Yene. Yes, we do not encourage you to use mobile phones for your listing. We encourage you to use laptop and Google Chrome, please. No, Taiwo Ahinaje. If you just got your admission, I have said this recently, you can apply to move the admission to 23-24. But if you have already registered for 22-23, like I said, you can still apply to move the registration to 23-24. If that is what you want, then you can now apply for your accommodation. Thank you. You must register for the session for which accommodation you want to register, you want to apply. Unfortunately, TechnoSpark, you should have used your name, but there's no accommodation for PhD students in Idiaraba. I'm aware it has been demolished. How many times will I answer? I've answered them. Sir, when is the deadline for accommodation registration for 2024? Unfortunately, once spaces are filled up, that is the subdeans. I wish to print. Yes, same school fees. We didn't increase full time. Full time is 675. We only increase obligatory. Okay, Sabri Attenda, you have converted to PhD since May. Yeah, your dashboard is still reading M.Phil. Okay, please send email to ICT so that we look at that. Okay, you need an extension letter, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you can apply for support letter for your visa. We are happy to provide such. Well, accommodation, Taye accommodation depends on the hostel. We have 400, 140, and 200, 250. And depending on the number of occupants in a room. Oh, you are Rio. You had your master and your matric number was 16 something. Average exam for PhD, you were assigned 19. It's not okay. I have addressed this over and over again. You must revert to your old matric number. You need to write us so that you can merge it for you. Of course, extension is applicable for 25, 26, 16 cell. You need extension. Well, for APC presentation, you need a minimum of 1 publication to be able to appear at APC. Ezekiel Faria Halil, if you're having problem assessing your admission letter, you may write to ICT for support. Emmanuel Oguriboku, you need to check your portal to generate your fees. Well, we don't know what the fees for subsequent sessions will be, but for this session, it's 75,000 for full-time, and for part-time, it's program dependent. Okay. I think I've addressed virtually. Yes, Adeleke Oluwayomi, I've addressed the issue of graduate fellowship that Madam VC and the management, they are considering that. Oh, sorry, Oladimeji Charles. The concept of 40 pages is to provide a summary, as it were, like an executive summary of your work. And your ability to do this is part of the skill that we expect you to pick from here. Nobody is asking you to compress the whole thesis, as it were, in 40 pages, but just like the structure has been given you, it's like doing a paper. It's like giving us the meat of your work. And this, we believe, can be sufficiently and successfully covered within 40 pages. So you need to learn the art and the skill of doing this. Thank you. And don't forget, the essence is to allow for reviewers to be able to do this for us and effectively. So if you increase to 50 page, the burden increases. Yes, you can write for the deferment of your of your program if you have already registered. But if you have not registered after your first, you can write for leave of absence. You write to the dean of PG school and it will be processed. I think we used to be able to apply online, but that is not active at the moment. So you have to write to the dean a letter through your PG coordinator and your HOD. Benga Deribigbe, you have just been given admission 2022-23 in this October. I have said that you need to write so that we can move you to 23-24. Thank you. Through the coordinator, of course, you write through the coordinator and the HOD. Adetola, thank you very much for your kind words. We are grateful indeed. Of course, Balkis, your screening for PhD is done chiefly at the as of yesterday, apart from those who just applied the day before or something, and I will get to them as soon as possible. Tawo Sheafolabi, at the moment, like I rightly noted earlier, we're looking at resuscitating graduate assistantship, and that is all I can say about opportunities to work while you are here. And if you are academically inclined, just pray that the recent development with IPs and moving us away from the office of head of service can open a door for you. Thank you. Oluwakemi, unfortunately, that was what happened. In June this year, you were admitted for 22-23, and now we're in 23-24. Yes, this calls for a serious questioning, and thankfully, we have reviewed our processes. Once it goes through the board and is approved, you probably not have this kind of issue. More so now that we say that anybody can apply for PhD at any point within the year. So we'll probably be more interested in your date of registration than the session. But as it is today, this is where we are, okay? Our book publication are set for APC? No, I think Jonah at the moment, Jonah. You apply for change of mode from full-time to part-time. Of course, it will reflect on your portal if you've been obliged. And if that has been approved, of course, it will show on your portal. Hope sandwich matric number. If sandwich matric number, it's Unilag matric number. So it's still matric number. Yeah. I have said that that the obligatory utility and whatever it is a function of when you were giving your admission letter. So check the validity and make sure you pay and apply within those windows. You apply for PhD M.Phil before now, you want to reapply for direct PhD. If you have not been given admission, no problem. If you have already paid for the M.Phil program, you can terminate it. Yes, you have to terminate it after payment of your school fees, like you said. It's you that want to explore the new opportunity, or you just face. You see, if you just do your M.Phil, you will still use the 3 years if you are very conscientious and your supervisor is cooperating and you cooperate with your supervisor as well. So there's really no need to terminate it. It's just that you convert. When you convert from M.Phil, you will just have additional 2 years to complete your PhD. So really, there's nothing to worry about if you really work. You work hard. Yes, Muhyiddin, Ayinla, the video is on YouTube already. If you go to the YouTube channel that we use, yes, Bilkis, I thought I've answered your question. Screening of PhDs are done at the department. Obligatory fee for 2023-24 for new intake is about 115. For returning, 47.5 for returning student, yeah. Yes, of course, Olufumi Dowu, you are supposed to co-author with your supervisor. And of course, you should be the first author. But if your supervisor has been the first author, well, we can still allow, but you ideally should be the first author. Thank you very much. We're running out of time. We can continue the engagement on WhatsApp. And of course, you have our contacts. Yes, Hope Ufomba, I've answered. I said your sandwich matric number is Unilab matric number. It's the same matric number. You can't matriculate more than once with Unilag, please. Your school emails will be created automatically once you have registered. For me, AODG, thank you. Yeah, I think we need to end this meeting now so that we have another engagement almost immediately. So please, every other thing, you can engage us on the WhatsApp. I think we can open the WhatsApp now for them to be able to send message. Right? Yes. But again, let me advise, we would do that based on trust that we are dealing with mature candidates so that and we can be disciplined enough not to just dump whatever on the WhatsApp platform abusing. Okay. So if you have this, feel free to engage us on the WhatsApp. And if it's something that needs to be a bit official, you can send us an email. All right. Thank you. Abe, please activate the WhatsApp so that we can continue the engagement on WhatsApp. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We need to go now. And we hope we've had a great session. And thank you for your kind words and for coming and for joining us today. God bless you. Final words from the dean.
Well, thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Looking forward for more robust engagements. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of today and compliments of the season. God bless you all. See you again. Bye. Thank you, Subdin.
Thank you, my dean.
Well done.
Yeah. So we need to end it here. I don't. No, it's not a touch screen.